Okay, viewers, thank you very much for staying with Facing the Nation. So we may wrap up today's program a bit, of course, just chat with you a bit. Once again, I'd like to thank the president of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, Miss Eureka Primus, for coming on Facing Sedation today and, saying her piece and saying the organization's piece. And what I love about that conversation with Miss Primus is the fact that she was straight up and she was honest where we're falling down. And in this case, when I say we, I mean the government, where she feels or the organization feels the government is falling down or has fell down. She said her piece and she did it without sounding bitter or any sort of animosity. And that's what I keep saying. Nothing is wrong with you criticizing. Nothing is wrong with you pointing out when a government or an organization is going wrong. But however, there is always a right way and a wrong way to do things. And I trust that, and I mean, of course, some of the sentiments coming from her, I will definitely pass them on, but I trust that the message will come across with acceptance, especially from the Ministry of Social Protection, because the organization is calling on the Ministry of Social Protection to do more. Again, the organization has not said that nothing has been done, but doing more is very important. Ms. Primus even pointed out that because, of course, saying tier 2, I assumed it was still watch list, but Ms. Primus even pointed out that it is good. Guyana is no longer on the tier 2 watch list. They're tier 2, but not on a watch list, so to speak, because of the plans that are in place, that the plans would have been in place by the new government, still reasonably new government, and of course the new ministers and the new officials. The plans and the recommendations are there, which means we're no longer years ago where we heard from past government officials who would have basically tried to slam the reports, those reports, and carrying on in a brawling way. We are now at the stage where we accept trafficking in persons is a problem for Guyana. We accept that it must be fixed, and we have put those measures in place and those recommendations and those plans. What Ms. Primus is basically saying is that now we have passed the planning stage. We have the recommendations. We know that we have a problem, and we know how to solve the problem. The problem now is getting down to solving the problem and beginning to act. So I'd like to, not only the Guyana Women's Organization, the Guyana Women Miners Organization, I'd like to also congratulate all those other, whether you be individuals, whether your organizations, other non-governmental organizations who have taken an interest in trafficking in persons and are calling for more to be done. Because again, I'm not saying that boys are not trafficked, but of course research shows and the various incidents of trafficking in persons show that the problem, it really occurs, it's more of a problem for women and for girls. And again, we need to protect our women and we need to protect our girls, because I mean, there's so much more that they can offer and contribute to society. And humans are human. We need to ensure that we protect Guyana. As I always say, human resources are not only Guyana, but any nation's most precious resources, and we need to protect and take care of them. So once again, thank you very much to the president of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, Miss Eureka Primus. And I always I might be pro-government and pro-youth, but I'm also I might be pro-government and pro-AP and UNAFC, but I'm also pro-youth, and it was a pleasure talking with her. And it's a young woman who's in that position, and she knows exactly what she's about, and she understands the way forward with her organization. Also, thank you very much to those two individuals, those two members of the Scouts Association of Guyana. They talked about the Coverie that is coming up beginning the 24th of July. They did say that the opening ceremony is at 3 p.m. on the 24th of July. That is at what we're calling, Durban Park. Some people say Jubilee Park. So that event is going to be held there, and we look forward to welcoming all those little ones. Of course, they're between the ages, they're from age 7 to 11, so we're looking forward to having them in our country. And of course, as I did say during the conversation, there will be chaperoned, so adults will be with them, and it's another opportunity for Guyana to be on its best behavior and for us to be on display and ensure that we put our very best out there. We advertise our very best. And when I say our very best, I mean in terms of our people, our skills, our products, our culture, our habits, our practices, even our spirituality for those of us who are spiritual or for those of us who are religious. These these events are opportunities for us to put Guyana out there in a positive light. Of course, we recently completed one activity, the regular CARICOM heads of government meetings. We had various heads of state in our country, and it was really good to have them again. They're in a sense coming to what we want to be, a new Guyana. We're trying to change the culture, and we're trying to change our attitudes of people to get them to be more positive, less negative, and more hands-on. And those of us who are in professional environments every day, we're trying to get our people to be and to act more professional. And on that note, I must say, I know. Every time you talk about the Guyana Police Force, or you talk about the bad eggs in the Guyana Police Force, there are one or two police officers who are ready to jump down your throat and say, well, they got good cops. I am not saying that all of them are bad. What I am saying is that we have a problem across our country, and unfortunately, I experienced it hands-on yesterday. Again, unfortunately, I was involved in a road accident where a driver, unfortunately, and this is not a sore issue. Every week, I urge people constantly, be careful on our roadways. If I don't say be careful, I say just be a little patient. If somebody is reversing out of a spot or turning around, they're not going to be doing that for 5 minutes. They're not going to even be doing that for 2 minutes. Why can't a driver that's coming wait? Unfortunately, because of that situation with two vehicles, a driver came into my path yesterday. Thank God I swerved. God is good. So, of course, the vehicle is damaged because of the swerve and where I crashed. But thank God, not, a bone on my body was broken and I wasn't injured, just emotionally, of course. Now, the unprofessionalism comes in with at a certain police station that I had to go to. And in this case, and yesterday I said it on social media, and I'm going to say it right here. I am calling on all of the commanders. I know the excuse is, well, the commanders and the Minister of Public Security and the Commissioner of Police don't know what is going on in the station. Excuse me, you are in a position, you're in a leadership position for a reason. It is your duty to ensure that there are constant reports and updates. You need to know what is going on in your police stations across this country, because citizens are experiencing difficulties every day with whether it be a traffic rank or whatever rank. Citizens are frustrated every day because, one, your ranks are either not trained or they're not exercising what they have been taught. And it is as if they don't know how to deal with the public. And what I'm saying, yes, in Guyana we have a laid-back culture. Well, this is what has happened in the station, and we accept that. When a visitor or visitors come, this is what we're exposing them to. And I am saying we are supposed to be way past the days where we are complacent about certain things. I had a conversation with a colleague of mine, and one of the things she said, but Malika, how you expect the commanders and the police commissioner and the Minister of Public Security to know what's going on in these stations? I expect them to know because I expect them to be getting constant reports. And if things are going wrong, they need to find a way to put measures in place to fix these problems. I know people are saying, oh, but it's your government. It doesn't mean that I can't say where you are falling down. And as I said, I had hands-on experience yesterday, and I'm still having hands-on experience with the way people are frustrated with dealing with some of our ranks and what is happening in various police stations across our country. And I'm saying today that it should not continue. This is not me coming here and bad talking and saying that the public security sector, the public security minister has done nothing since the new government took office. But this is me saying there is room, much more room for improvement. And I'm saying when it comes to the Guyana Police Force and the security sector, you men need to get on it and begin with your ranks, with the regular ranks. Get them proper training. You cannot publicly preach that this is being done, this is being done. And then when the ordinary citizen has to deal with these various ranks, this is the stress that they have to go through. You're only making the situation worse. And on that note, I have to begin to wrap up today's program. Once again, to those errand drivers, those impatient drivers, those drivers who are too aggressive, you have to slow down. You have to calm down. If you are late for an appointment speeding doesn't make it better. It does not make it better. You're already late. Where are you going in a hurry? You are killing innocent people every day on the road, and you're putting people in expense that they cannot handle, or they should not have to handle just because you are careless. And again, you're careless. As in my situation, you're careless, and you are either causing death, injury, or expense to a law-abiding citizen. Please, people, slow down. Do not drink and drive, and be careful on our roadways. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have with you on this week's Facing the Nation. I am Malika Ramsey. Thank you very much for tuning in, and of course, join me again next week. Goodbye.